Hello and welcome back to the ABTL. This is the 2015 version of the greatest tennis league on the face of the planet. My name is Eric Yermstead. I am the guy that runs the league up in Omaha, and I just wanted to make a short video to kick off the year to kind of give you guys some thoughts and things we got going on in the league this year. The first thing I wanted to do was make sure that everyone understood that the Minnesota Twins will be winning the World Series this year. You can see my calendar I have up in the background there. I just wanted to make sure everyone was excited about that. Okay, so on to the real stuff now. The first thing I wanted to touch on was the league last year. We had a really good turnout in terms of players. I thought everything went okay in terms of how the league went, but I think it probably could have gone a little bit better. So the first thing I want to do is apologize for that. I had some eye surgery, some things going on last year that were probably a little bit got in the way of me running the league probably as well as I could have. So hopefully this year I'll do a little bit better with communication. The health will stay up to par, and we'll keep things moving forward on that front. So now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to be like any other talk show or anything like that and make sure that we thank all of our fantastic sponsors that we've had all over the years, starting with the Racket Corner in Omaha. Joe, you've been fantastic in support of the league. Just want to make sure we said thank you to you and all you do to support us. And everyone, if you've not had Joe string your racket, make sure you get in there, and next time you take in your racket, make sure you let Joe know that you want him to have it strung in like 15 minutes while you're just sitting there watching. It'll be a lot of fun because he can actually fly through it and tell you some pretty cool stories along the way. So thanks, Joe, for everything you do. Next, the good folks at Head Pen have been fantastic with us, providing us with great gear to share with the league, with all the way from string to tennis balls to rackets and bags and shoes. So thanks to those guys, and we've got some stuff coming from them as well as the Racket Corner. Later on in the year, we'll start talking about that in the weeks ahead. Next, the good folks at Chipotle have been fantastic, providing food for our end of the year celebrations over the past couple of years, so a big thanks to them. Their food is always fantastic. If you haven't had it yet, make sure you get in there soon because it's quite tasty. And last but certainly not least, our two-time ABTL finalist who can't quite seem to get over the hump and win the title, Kurt Ramus. Thank you for the 30-minute massages you've been donating every year. I think Kurt's planning on doing that again this year. It's a Massage Envy, so if you've never been there, it's fantastic. They'll give you a great massage there and help work some of those kinks out of your back and hopefully out of your serving shoulder as well. So Kurt, thanks for everything you've been doing for the league as well. So the next thing I'll talk briefly on before we start having a little fun here is the league in general, what we're doing this year and what we've got coming that's a little bit different from years past. To start with here, we've taken the number of matches and we've gone from 13 and we've taken it down to 11. And the reason we've done this is because I looked through both in Lincoln and Omaha with Vince, and we've noticed that not everyone's playing their matches, and we've had a lot of matches that have been unplayed. And even the people that are doing a really good job getting all their matches in, they're really only getting somewhere between 10 or 12 matches in. So what we've done is we've taken that 13 matches, trimmed it down to 11, not because we don't want you to play more or anything like that, but it just seemed like that was the right thing to do based on the timing of everything. The other thing we do is we've not shortened the season any. So we kept the season the same length, but we've shortened the number of matches. What this is going to allow us to do is incorporate more bye weeks into the schedule to give everyone more chances to get caught up on matches. If there's scheduling difficulties along the way, I completely understand that. So that's the reasoning behind going from 13 to 11. If you've played in the past, this probably makes good sense to you. So if you think it's a good idea or not, let us know, and we're open for whatever next year. We're just trying to help make the league the best that we possibly can. So that's the big change for this year. The other things that I'll mention, just so you got the major dates and all the information you need on the league. The first matches will begin April 20th. That's we're still about a month and a half away from that, close to 2 months actually. What we like to do is we like to get registration going early. That way we can get everyone signed up into the right divisions and start ranking players, getting the schedules created and all that as soon as humanly possible. So if you haven't signed up yet, yeah, you could wait a while and then I'll hound you a few more times, or you could just sign up now and make life easy for all of us. So that's the start date of the league. This is a flex league for those of you that have never played before. So what we do on the website is basically we create your schedule for you. We put you into a division. You'll have 11 matches, and you'll be responsible to bring the tennis balls for half of your matches, well, either 5 or 6 matches. The times and locations of your matches are up to you and your opponent for the week. Whoever is scheduled to bring the tennis balls for the match is the player who should be the first to contact their opponent that week. So if in week 1, for example, I am slated to play against, I don't know, Kurt Ramus, let's just say, and I'm the one on the website that says is responsible to bring the tennis balls, it would be my responsibility then to call Kurt or send him an email and say, hey, when do you want to play this week? Let's set up a time and a place where we can get together that we both agree on. So that's sort of the overall general format of the league. In terms of match play and all those things, this is just singles right now. We'll have doubles registration opening up here in a couple months. For now, we're just talking singles, and we do play a full 2 out of 3 sets. We're not huge fans of the third set tiebreaker in the ABTL. We're kind of old school that way, and so that's. I always want to make it a point to say, look, if you and your opponent are short on time, or you agree before the start of the match that you'd rather just play a third set tiebreaker, that's absolutely fine. We're not going to tell you can't do that. But what you do need to do is make sure that you both agree upon that before you start the match. So that's just something to consider as you're setting up your matches. Beyond that, if you need more info on the league or you want to sign up now, the website is www.abtleague.com. And you can go there, and we've got a nice FAQ page on there where you can ask all your questions, get all those answered hopefully. And if there's something that's not there, you can shoot me an email or give me a phone call, although I'm not going to say those things here on YouTube. So I will send out more emails later on that. Or check us out on Facebook. We're up there, and you can contact us that way as well. The next part that we've kind of tweaked a little bit this year, not necessarily in terms of format or anything like that, is the referral program. And we haven't changed it too drastically, but essentially players haven't been taking too much advantage of this in the past. We basically set it up in the past where you sign up and we give you 10 for every player you get new to sign up for the league. We give you $10 to spend at the racket corner. And while that's a fantastic idea, and we love supporting the racket corner, and we want you to get in there and get your rackets restrung and all that stuff, not many players have been taking advantage of it. So what I'm doing this year is changing it up a bit. So on the men's side, for every 2 new men's players you get to sign up, I'm just going to mail you a check for $20. You don't have to go anywhere to get your $20. You don't have to go into the shop. I'm just going to write you a check made out to you for $20, mailed to you at your doorstep. It's that simple. Beyond that, for every 4 players you get, it's basically an additional $10 per player. Now, on the men's side, if you get 4 players, once you reach that 4th player, we're going to give you some string. For each player you get at that point, I'm going to send you $10 plus send you a set of string. So a little bit of incentive on the men's side. We're going to mail you the cash right to your drawer. I lied. I'm not going to mail you cash. It's going to be a check. What we're doing on the women's side, because this is the side where we're really been kind of leveling off in terms of number of players, and I'd really like to get a better number of players on the women's side, just so we can help make the divisions a little bit more evenly balanced. There's quite a bit of variation from top to bottom today. So what we're going to try and do is bump up the referral on that side. And so what we're going to do on that side is I'm going to give you $10 for every player you get to sign up that's never played before, and the string comes into play right away. So if you get 1 new player to sign up, I'm going to send you $10 plus a set of string. Get 2, I'm going to send you 20 plus 2 sets of string. No limit on this. Really trying to push the league this year. Really just more than anything want the divisions and everything to equal out. That way we're all kind of on the same page there. So that's what we're doing on the referral side. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, again, you know where to find me and reach me. The only other thing, I've been asking for questions from previous players over the years to make sure that there's nothing I haven't missed or that they want me to talk about. And the one I had a couple requests for age division type leagues, and this is really the first I've ever had those types of requests come in saying, hey Eric, can we get a 40 and over league? never had those requests come in before, so there's currently not any plans for it. If there's more interest in things like that, again, we're always open to new things. Obviously, we're changing the number of matches this year. If there's other things you'd like to see done with the league, shoot us an email, give us a phone call, and we'll talk about it. There's always, we're up for whatever. So but that's really the only league-related question that I actually got asked. From there, the good folks on Facebook really came out in force in terms of things they thought I should be talking about today. Starting first and foremost with Marcus Hansen. Now, for those of you that don't know Marcus, he's quite vocal on Facebook. He's quite vocal over email. We've actually got a smack page on the website that he doesn't think people utilize well enough. Go ahead and out to Facebook and read some of his comments, and I think you'll enjoy them. I'm not going to attend to too many of them today. I've never been much for trash talk myself, so I'll keep it very simple. The only thing I'll really say about Marcus is that for some reason he changed his last name on Facebook to Williams. I think it's either A, because he's got a crush on Serena, which, I don't know, that's probably the lesser of the two possibilities. I think more realistic is that he decided it was finally good to take his wife's last name. So congratulations, Ms. Hansen. Marcus has finally understood that you run the show in the house. So congratulations on that front. The only other thing that Marcus has really talked about is he asked the question, why is the Lincoln champion such a chicken and never wanting to play against the Omaha winner? And Marcus, what I'll say to that question is, as soon as you actually win the Omaha League, then you can start asking that question. But until that happens, why don't we let the champions kind of just do their own thing? I'll leave you alone now, Marcus. I'm done. The only other piece of trash talk that Marcus said I should really attend to is addressing players that need to come out of retirement that maybe haven't played in a while. And there's really only one in Omaha that I wanted to hit up. That's Joe Height at the Racket Corner. For those of you that get your racket strung there, Joe decided that he was too busy being a famous, worldwide celebrity racket stringer guy in Australia and New York and all these things, and says he doesn't have time to play the league anymore. So next time you get your racket restrung or you're in there looking at shoes or whatever, give him a hard time, tell him he needs to come out of retirement. He's not that old. He's still got a little bit left in the tank, I think. So from there, the next thing I wanted to address, a couple fun things that we're going to be doing this year that are still tennis related, but not necessarily on the court. Preseason predictions. I will be putting out predictions based on divisions once everything gets set up. We'll also be doing some fun prediction things for the tournaments in the postseason. I'm going to do sort of a tournament show. Like they unveil the brackets for March Madness. We'll do the same thing for our tournaments at the end of this year. I think it'll be a little bit of fun. So we'll start adding those predictions, and I think it'll be a good time. So from there, there's two other things I wanted to address before I sign off for the evening. I don't want to keep you guys here too long. I've already droned on for what looks like a little over 13 minutes, which is strange, by the way, talking to a camera in a room alone. The first thing being donations, and I'm not asking for donations for the league. We're good there. We're not trying to make money on this stuff. We're trying to get a good league together and keep things going. But what I'm going to do this year, we did this at where I work recently, where we kind of did a thing where we had a competition to try and get donations to buy food for the food bank. And so I'm going to do that this year on behalf of the league. And what I'm going to do is, for every player that signs up this year, I will be buying $1 worth of food to donate to the food bank in either Lincoln or Omaha. I think it went over very well in the office where I work. I enjoy it because it's a good way for us to help feed people that need it. And anytime we can do something that involves more people and gets the league involved, I think it's fantastic. So if that's something you want to participate in and you'd like to be a part of that, shoot me an email, give me a phone call, let me know. I'll send an email about this later on as well. But for every player that signs up, I'm going to throw in a buck of my own. Hopefully, we're up in the $150, $200 range. And I'll make sure and take some pictures of the food I buy before I take it in, and make sure it gets the tennis league's name on it, and you guys all aware of what we're all, what we all can be a part of. One way I'd like to potentially spur that on amongst you is to kind of incent you. And what we're going to do is basically, and I'll send an email on this, but for every $1 that you put in to donate food, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you pick a player that you think will win the end of season tournament. Up to 5. That's the limit here. I have limits to what I can deal with. So what we're going to try and do is basically, hopefully, drone up a little bit of business, get some more people some food. But it allows you to pick a player. If you were to happen to guess correctly on the player that you think is going to win the tournament, I'll send you a set of string. You can pick the same player 5 times. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind if you win. If he or she wins, we'll do it both on the men's and women's side. I'll send you 5 sets of string. That's how much I'd really like to get this thing off the ground and really see what we can do as a tennis community to help those that don't have a lot of food, quite frankly. So again, I'll send out more information as we go on with that. But I know that the tennis community in Lincoln and in Omaha is a very close-knit group. And over the past off season, unfortunately, we lost one of our previous players. Tim Dunning passed away this off season. Quite frankly, I didn't know Tim that well. We had chatted over email and maybe had one phone call over the past 3 or 4 years. Tim won a boatload of matches in the league over the years he played. But what I noticed most about the situation was just looking on Facebook, how much the tennis community really rallied around him and his family and the situation, and just I think it's special, and I just wanted to bring that up for those of you that don't know the tennis community that well. I think it's fantastic the way that you all have rallied around that situation, as unfortunate as it is. I think it shows a great amount of character in the tennis players that we have in Omaha and in Lincoln when these types of things happen. So it's a close-knit group here. And it's something that I'm very thankful for that I've been able to be a part of, and that our league is around. So this is not just about tennis. It's about, we can help people, and we can be supportive with everything we're doing. So I will leave you with that for now. Potentially got some more videos coming as the preseason rolls on. But for now, I will sign off. And if you have any other questions, let me know. We'll talk soon. See ya.